Morning guys, absolutely gorgeous day outside. Pretty cold but very sunny and dry. We got our first Zwift Academy workout today. Doing workout 5, 30-minute threshold block, short rest, and then a 30-minute max effort, hopefully above threshold. I'm gonna update my threshold on Zwift to be 380 because I think that's a lot more realistic than 356. Don't want to sandbag my FTP really. Bloody nervous, not gonna lie. 30 minutes is only 340 watts, so I'm glad I bumped up my FTP because if it was at 320 watt, it'd be low for me. On that second 30 minutes, I'm going to try and push like, hopefully 400, fingers crossed, but getting nervous, man. Get the music on. Pretty straightforward, that first effort. 340 felt absolutely fine. 30 minutes, heart rate was around low 150s for all of it. Very alright, that one, and we'll get a real crack at this 30-minute. It says to do it at a similar intensity to that first 30, but it's a free ride, it's a max effort. I'm going for 400 watts, you know. Got it done, went balls to the wall on that 30-minute effort. Treated it like a super FTP test, you know, rather than a 20-minute. Better than my 20-minute power from last year, which is really good. 409 or 410 watts for 30 minutes, which is really strong though. So very happy with that. Good job, good job. I go for a short run as my rest of my cool down because I don't want to do any more on the bike, to be honest. Training Peaks has given me a friendly notification that my FTP's gone up to 390 based on the 20 minute, I guess the best 20 minutes of that 30-minute test. Going to be doing a session today, workout 4, which is the Tabata style workout. I feel like the best simulation workout is just doing the workout itself. What I'm going to do today is do the workout at what I think is going to be a reasonable level. Hopefully I survive it and think that there's more in the tank. Do the workout again on Friday, but up the FTP so that the workout's going to be more challenging. Today I'm going to set the FTP to 400. If I feel good by the end of it, then I'll be confident that come Friday I can complete that session to a higher level. So this is what the workout's going to be with a 400 watt FTP, about 530, 490, then around 450. So hopefully on Friday I can try and bump the FTP up to 420 or so. Just done the 10, 30, 30s now. Hard work for sure, but got through it and I think I should be alright to manage the rest of the session. So absolutely fine to bump it up come Friday, bump the FTP up to 415, 420 watts. Obviously the anaerobic stuff, you bump it up a few more watts, it's going to get a lot harder I think. So don't want to go too stupid with it because I want to finish the workout on Friday. I think about how much deeper I could have gone after I finished today's session. Saying that before I've even finished it yet. Definitely a quad burner this one. These Tabata workouts should be put me in good stead for doing well on the next workouts that are a lot more VO2 max and anaerobic. That's where I'm weaker at compared to the longer aerobic stuff. 40-40s at 490 done. Fatigue from the 30-30s. So yeah, that was alright. Started to bite on the last 3 for sure. That was a bit similar to the 30-30s. Just got the 4 by 1 minute with 1 minute recovery at 450 now. That should be okay, but obviously got the fatigue in the leg. Take my rest seriously now, should I? Rather than recording. Legs full of lactic on that one. 30-30s and the 40-40s, you're able to flush out your system a bit, your legs a bit easier. Yeah, only 4 of the efforts to deal with, so not too bad. Should be absolutely fine to bump it up on Friday, which is good. There we go. First Zwift race of Zwift Academy. Feeling a lot better than yesterday, which is positive, so we'll see how we deal with a little bit of intensity. First ever Zwift race, so see how it goes. I'm in A category. Bought the Zwift aero bike. Shouldn't be held back by that. Countdown has begun. Lovely. 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes to go, and all my devices have lost connection. Rebooted the computer and now I've got less than 5 minutes to go. It should be fine to get in the race, but a bit stressful, I guess. Come on, cadence. There we go. Literally got 2 minutes left. I don't need that. I don't need that. Bloody ridiculous. It's not letting me update my weight. I should be 84.18 this morning, but I'll be 300 grams heavier than I actually am. That's bloody ridiculous. They got so hard. Like, you're burning matches to start off with, and then recovery pace is high tempo / threshold. The last climb before the finish, and I'm doing 550 watts, and I got spat out the back on that. Held good power to try and catch them back up, but they're drafting in a bunch, so they were long gone. Horrible little climb at the finish as well. I don't even know when the 16 people up the road that weren't even on the radar, probably like a minute ahead somehow. I was trying to follow moves early on, and that probably wasn't a good idea. I just need to see the decisive move and stick with that rather than just a couple of people going up the road. Bit annoying that, a bit disappointing. Obviously some factors that are completely out of my control. Yeah, I've completely messed up on that penultimate climb. They're just so much shorter than I realised. 30-second climb, so I should be doing 800 watts, but I was treating it more like a 2-minute climb than 1 minute, 2-minute climb, and doing high 500s and being like, should be absolutely fine here. But obviously I need to just spank it on the climb, because yeah, they gapped me on that climb, which was a bit stupid. Need to be making that front split. I can't be riding in the second group, and need to be up there / winning these races. Plenty more attempts to do these again. So remember is I felt actually all right after being ill for the past week or so. Feeling pretty good today, and yeah, showed in power. Would have been no fun to win my first Zwift race anyway, so kind of glad I got absolutely spanked, so that I can come back stronger, and when I do get a win it will feel a lot better. So race number 1 again, rolling Highlands loop. Do it a lot better tactically, which is the main thing, and hopefully it goes well. Hopefully getting in the top 10, ideally win. Don't know who's going to show up on the day. Feeling good. Put it back on until 4 minutes to go. Front of the line, monitor who's making moves off the front, and there's probably going to be a decisive move. He's going to be sticking with that move. We're going to drill it on the penultimate climb, 30 seconds at 700-800 watts, and then hold on for the finish, I guess. Ideally try and make a move on that descent flat between the 2 climbs, just at the finish. Key is to race it a lot tactically better than Tuesday. Power was fine on Tuesday. It was my tactics that I wasn't happy with. A lot more ready for this one with my equipment working, and I'm in the call room ready to go. Much better. Went so much deeper. Oh my god. 11th place, but I get punished so badly for my weight on those climbs. I had to drill it up the penultimate to keep contact. Then on that descent, I was so tired, I tried to recover a little bit, couldn't attack, but was able to drill it a little bit on the final climb. But yeah, 1.5 minutes quicker than the other day, so that was a lot harder. 404 watts average compared to last time, which was 390. I know watts per kilo is significant, but on a course like this, I swear these light boys are getting an advantage. It's heavy boys, struggling, but really good that. Happy with that. Don't need to do that race again. Can move on to the next one. Really couldn't have gone much deeper there, and I feel like I raced it really well. There was no split of the front group. It was a larger front group that I was just in contact with the whole time. But yeah, when splits looked like they were occurring, when it was stringing out, had to make some decently big surges just to keep contact. So yeah, very happy with how I raced it. Conserved as much energy as possible, which still means I ride in high threshold for most of the race. And yeah, I drilled it on the penultimate climb, which was the plan. Stayed in contact with the boys, managed to stay in draft on the descent, and then tried my best to attack on that final climb, but being heavier, you get so punished. Yeah, good job. Happy with that. Training Peaks have given me a notification that my FTP has gone up to 393, clearly based on the best 20-minute of that Zwift race. It must have been a nice little jump. Going to be doing the second race, the cobble climbs route, slightly longer race. It looks like there's less people doing it compared to the race I did last week, so to see where it goes really. Stick with the group. If they're playing games or going too slow, then maybe go for my own breakaway. 3 climbs per lap, 3 laps total. gonna be racing on the TT bike, big front chainring, 58.2, feeling ready for it. Keeping the protocol consistent now, and on full blast, put my coat back on, open up the doors, so then got maximum cooling ready to go, and then 45 seconds, a minute before the start, once I'm feeling warm, take the coat off. Yeah, we're a proper Zwift racer now. That was so hard, a lot harder than the other one. These longer climbs are awful. Smaller group, smaller race, 30 people, still full gas from the start. And yeah, like on that first lap, so I got dropped on the second one, I think. Spent the rest of that lap chasing on the downhill. Got back in touch with that group, stayed with them for the second lap, and then on the third lap it got to the first climb. Tried to gap it at the start to give myself a buffer, but yeah, they were just, those light boys are too strong. Their watts per kilo is so much better than mine. So yeah, I got dropped on that first climb, and then we're just having to ride tempo to finish the race basically. But yeah, fucking hard work that. Jesus. TT bike was not exactly optimal. That big chainring was hard work. Ended up shaking the platform completely out of the way, but yeah, trainer was still solidly in place. Reflecting on the race a little bit, I'm definitely going to have another go at it. Really conserve as much energy as possible going into the bottom of the climbs, and then understanding that I'm going to have to drill it at high VO2 max basically to stay with the group. Just try and stay with the group the whole time. Maybe attack on that final flat/descent rather than going for a good tempo throughout when I'm riding with the group. Just try and sit in as much as possible. Try and get into low tempo. I need to save more energy so that I can burn some matches on those climbs, because yeah, if I don't get over the climbs with the group, it's so hard to, well, I have to put in so much more effort to catch back on. I never go at the Tabata workout 4, bump up the intensity for that. I did workout 4 a couple of weeks ago with FTP set to 400, and felt like there was a bit more in the tank there. So today I'm gonna have to have a think about it. I'm going to set the FTP to 420, and it's going to make it a really hard session. And if I can survive it, I'll be really happy with that. That'll be a good representation of where I'm at for that sort of session. 400 watts is not easy, but 420 as the FTP is going to be very challenging. But definitely fitter than I was a couple of weeks ago. So I'd like to think it's possible, and yeah, just gonna have a go and find out really. The workout's gonna be with a 420 watt FTP, so it's gonna be 560, 520, 480 for the 30 seconds, the 40 seconds, and the 1 minute effort. So significantly harder than last time, but yeah, we need to have a go at it to see if it's possible. 560, 515, and then 475. So survived the 30-30. That's pretty much on the limit. I've finished the session, but it's not going to be easy. 40's done. Starting to burn at the end, but survived it. He is just keeping on top of the gear, so for me, 110 to 120 RPM. Don't want to get in the spiral of doom. Good job. Happy with that. Keeping on top of the gear. Workout 4 with a 420 FTP setting. That is good going. There we go. I've done the workout twice now, but it's coming up with the most recent one. So it's a bit tired. Lots of lactic in that session. What I'm going to do is do one of the workouts, because races are only every 4 hours. So I'll do one of the workouts that I was planning to do next week. So I'm like hacked up and ready to go, so I need to use that. I'm actually going to have a go at workout 1. So it's literally just warm up, 2 30-second max efforts, and then 2 2-minute max efforts, and then some easy tempo at the end. It's a different type of stimulus rather than like lots of training. It's just a test. Let's get after it. Aim for around 700, 800 watts for the 30-second efforts, and 500 plus for the 2-minute all-out effort, and see how I can do. Take this off probably 2 minutes before the start of the first 30-second effort. Feeling good. So hard. So anaerobic. Just over 800 watts for the first one, and then just under 800 for the second. Paced them well. 215 watts just after the effort on erg is criminal. Give me a rest. Absolutely empty the tank. Water's never tasted so good. 550 on the first one, 560 on the second. Unlike the 30 seconds, I felt like I was able to recover between them, which is nice. Just a 20-minute tempo now, shouldn't be too bad. I'd say that tempo effort was harder than expected because I did the 6-minute cool down after the second 2-minute and I felt alright, but thinking back to my athletics, like after doing an 800 metre, so like a 2-minute effort, no chance was I was a puddle on the floor. No chance was I going for another max 2-minute effort 6 minutes later, let alone thinking about doing a tempo straight after that next effort. I'm very happy with that session. That tempo is harder than expected, like 160 BPM for 330 watts, whereas like when I did workout 5 a few weeks ago, I was around 150 BPM for 340 watts for half an hour. So yeah, it just shows that even though they're very anaerobic efforts, it absolutely destroys part of your aerobic engine as well. Glad I was able to do a session after the Bluetooth cut out and I wasn't able to do my race. There we go. My second attempt at the cobble climbs race, as I wasn't able to do it last week. Same tactics as planned for last time, so conserve as much energy so that I can get over the climbs with the group and then ideally attack on the downhill before the final climb. We'll see how it goes. Ready to go now, just a minute before the race. Slam my finger in the door, just opening it, so we'll go get a plaster. Silly me. Ah! I swear that's the same time and same position as last time, but whatever. Good effort, Tom. Yeah, even though the result, the position, so 10th again, and the time was very similar, just over 40 minutes. I'm actually really happy with how I raced that. In the front group, the first 2 laps, and he was very much cat and mouse, going a lot steadier on the flats and the downhill, and then really drilling it on the climbs. Was able to put down enough power to stay in contact over the climbs. There was a couple of climbs where I lost contact with the group over the climb, but then powered over the top of the climb and pushed on the descent and the flat a little bit. I was able to catch on without burning too many more matches. Right at the start of the lap, there's a long downhill flat section. And on the second lap, we were going quite steady on that flat section. So I knew that on the third lap, that would be probably my best chance to get away. And they're playing cat and mouse back there, then I might be able to stay away. Start of the third lap, I made a sprint to gap the field, and then just put down threshold, probably about 6 minutes or something. Managed to get a 12-second gap, but then it got to that first climb and that threshold took it out of me, so I wasn't able to push high into the VO2 max on the climb. I was pushing 450, 470 rather than 500 plus, and those boys just absolutely minced it up the climb and yeah, swallowed me up and spat me out the back, and then I was just by myself all the way to the finish from there. So a good effort to try and actually win the race rather than just being passive and sitting with the pack. I analysed the race on the go, decided, okay, my best chance of winning is to make a move at this point, and that's what I tried to do, and it worked very well. I just didn't have the power come the climb. I'm very happy with that actually. So yeah, no more races now, just three more academy workouts. Ended up doing another cheeky 20-minute power PV, 415 watts for 20 minutes during probably the last 20 minutes of that race basically. Estimates a 394 watt FTP, so up from 393 from doing 414 watts for 20 minutes in a couple of weeks ago. So steady improvements. Nice little reminder that I am getting fitter. Morning guys, it's Friday and I've got a Zwift Academy workout on the cards today. Going to be doing workout number 3. This pairs nicely with workout number 1, so it's got 2 30-second and 2 2-minute max efforts. However, before doing those max efforts, you've got a decently hard session of 30 plus minutes of threshold and shorter rests leading up to those efforts, and in between those efforts it's testing what those peak powers are like once you've got fatigue in the legs. So obviously I've got my targets of what I hit when I was fresh, just over 800 watts for 30 seconds and 550, 560 watts for 2 minutes. Ideally get close to those numbers, but it might be the case that I'm a decent amount below that, 90%, 95% of those numbers, but we'll have to see how my fatigue resistance is at the moment. Should be alright because I've got a nice aerobic base, but I haven't touched the anaerobic stuff as much, so it's definitely going to be challenging. So this is today's workout, which is Zwift have updated it so you can actually look at what you're doing. So 20 minutes of free 45, so steady, decent tempo. 8 minutes threshold, 3 minutes rest. 8 minutes of threshold again. There's a 5 minute rest, and then a ramp from mid threshold to threshold to VO2 max, and then it's a very short rest, 5 minutes before your first 30-second effort. Shorter rests in between. There's 2 minutes compared to 3 minutes for the week 1 workout, and rather than 6 minutes you got 4 minutes in between the 2 minutes. So yeah, significantly harder. That's the purpose of this workout, so we'll give it a really good shot. Doing all right. Legs a little bit heavy on this tempo, but finish the session, giving my best effort. Legs are certainly feeling warmed up now, so I'm actually feeling better going into these threshold efforts than I did starting the tempo. First 8 minutes at 390 was hard work. Felt a bit better on that one. Yeah, 5 minutes rest now, well 4 minutes, and then it's a harder one where it ramps from threshold to VO2 max. This is where it burns. Really hard, but got it done. Now it's time to the hardest part of the workout, max effort. See what I've got left. Just about escaped the 215 watt spiral of doom. Decent attempt to those 30 seconds. Kind of messed up the gearing on the second one, but high 700s for both, so pretty good. Got it done. They really need 10 seconds at 0 watts after those efforts. I cannot do 200 watts. Drop the cadence to 60 just to do it. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Around 530 watts for both of those 2 minute efforts. Not amazing, but so hard after that session. There we go. So hard. I don't know, like, I was so dead after that last 2 minute effort, and it forces you into that 5 minute cool down. It's like all of the fatigue is like trapped in my chest. Because normally I'd just be wanting to crawl on the floor, but I just feel like a bit of a zombie. Jesus Christ. We're getting there. 75% complete. Just 2 workouts left to go. Morning guys, it's Tuesday, doing my warm up now for Zwift Academy. Workout number 2, a decently hard workout, followed by an 8 minute max effort. Survive the workout to the best of your ability, and then absolutely spank it on the effort. Feeling nice and ready for it. Heart rate monitor's not working, but I've got a solution to navigate that. All about this 8 minute effort today. Hopefully aim for around 450, 460 watts, I reckon. No reason why that's not on the cards. See how I respond to the session. Yeah, see how I'm feeling going into it. But yeah, feeling optimistic, feeling good, feeling strong, so can't complain. So this is today's workout, fatigue fighter. So you got some primer sets at threshold with decent rest in between, and then these ramps from tempo to VO2 max. Short rest in between those because those are quite hard, and then 4x4 minutes at threshold with 1 minute rest, but 16 minutes of threshold isn't too crazy. But then the main thing is you do that, you only have 3 minutes rest, and then you're straight into the 8 minute max effort. Aiming for around 450, 460 hopefully on that. But yeah, just give it my best shot. See how I've got in the legs. I've got the heart rate going on the watch because no chest heart rate monitor because it stopped working. Green jersey, not too bad. 3x2 minutes, threshold done. Ready to go for the rest of the session at least. Feels so weird without heart rate monitor on, I'll be honest. The 3 ramping sets are done now. 4x4 minutes of threshold with fuck all recovery, and then 3 minutes rest, and then done the 8 minutes. Definitely pumped up already. So this 8 minute is going to be very tricky for sure. 4x4 done. Fatigued, but ready to go. Let's smash this 8 minutes. This cooldown can fuck right off. I'm in the spiral of doom at 40 RPM. So dead. Still in the spiral of doom. Give me a fucking rest. There we go. Just forgot to pause the watch, just finishing it now. Activity's going to be bit out of sync, but not too bad. Yeah, I've got decent heart rate data from the wrist-based heart rate on the watch. For the 8-minute effort, I was aiming for 450, 460 watts, and I was on target for that. Around that sort of pace for the first 5 minutes. I was hurting at 5 minutes. I'm in a gear and a cadence that's maintaining 450, 460. So I'm just trying to keep on top of the gears, keep that same cadence. But I knew I was struggling a lot. Then power dropped off a little bit for maybe the next minute, and then 2 minutes to go, I was like, all right, we'll just try and get to the finish line. And then I was able to accelerate into the finish at the last minute, brought up the watts, managed to bring up the watts again just to empty the tank, managed to bring the average back up to 450. So it was 453, which is not too bad at all, really. After a pretty hard session, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And honestly, fuck that forced 5-minute cooldown at the end. It's so horrible. Just make it a free ride, and then put a target on the screen of aim for 215 watts, and just let you spin your legs out naturally. After a max effort, like, I'm driving all the way to the line, I'm emptying the tank, and then I'm forced to ride 250 watts afterwards at the start of the cooldown. And I was literally down at 30 RPM, trying to survive the spiral of doom. 5 minutes of sub 60 RPM, and it's just horrible, really. Yeah, because if you drive into the line, like, you need 10 seconds of 0 watts, and then I can probably come up to 200 watts absolutely fine. But when you can't, you're not allowed that 10 seconds of complete recovery. One more workout to do. Morning guys, it's Thursday and I'm on Zwift again today for actually my final Zwift Academy session. 6 weeks of Academy workouts, and very happy with how they've all gone so far, so hopefully I can finish it strong. Today's workout is all out burn, workout 6, so that's a hard tempo threshold VO2 max session, followed by a max 5-minute effort. 8-minute went well on Tuesday, so hopefully I can set another PB, so a 5-minute power PB, even though I'm going to be very fatigued at the end of the workout. Feeling very confident going into it, feeling good today, so yeah, just finish it strong. Very similar to Tuesday's session, where it's survive the brunt of the session, which is going to be difficult, survive it with as much energy left in the tank as possible, so you can really give it a dig on the final effort. For the 8-minute on Tuesday, I managed 453 average. So today, on the 5-minute effort, I'm aiming for around 480, 490, I reckon. Try and keep more constant with the pacing, as I did fall off for 30 seconds a minute during that 8-minute effort. Ramp it up throughout the course of the 5-minute rather than fading. It's not easy because you got so much fatigue in the legs from the session. So 480, 490. I know I can do it. 20 minutes at tempo, 10 minutes at threshold, and then 4x2 minutes at VO2 max. 5-minute rest, that's okay, that's not too bad. And then the 5-minute max effort. So yeah, like I said, aiming for around 480, 490. Gears is going to be keeping on top of the gears through all of these efforts, so that my type 2 fibers aren't super burnt out. You know exactly where I'm going for it. This is where I do all the Zwift Academy sessions, just to make it consistent. It's barely any elevation, just like one hill for the whole loop. Almost forgot to start dual recording again. Really proud of how I've done in Zwift Academy so far, so yeah, just need to finish it strong. One more workout, 80 minutes, then we're done. 6 weeks of solid work. Coats up already, feeling nice and sweaty. First little primer effort, basically just an extension of the warm-up that. Another easy green jersey, I guess. I'll lose it in about 12 seconds. I actually love just flying past other Zwifters. Heart rate quite high, but feeling absolutely fine on that tempo, which is good. Now moving into the threshold block. Sweating my balls off now. Getting a bit shaky at the end there, not too comfortable, but just the VO2 max left to go, and then the 8-minute effort. Feeling good. Halfway. Survived the session, just a 5-minute max effort to go now. Let's make it count. Make it something I can be proud of. I worked really hard already, so yeah, let's finish it strong. Finish how we started. Let's get it. 480, 490. Come on, Tom. One sec, guys. Just surviving the spiral of doom. Come on! That was so good. 505 watts, I think, for 5 minutes. Just ramped it up. Was feeling so confident. Oh, that's amazing. Just survived this walk, cool down. Fuck! It's still horrible, this cool down. Took back the green jersey during my effort as well. We only take W's today. Look at that, that's probably my most consistent effort yet. Most of it in the red, hardly any drops into threshold in the yellow. Well done, Tom. There we go. This is the end of my Zwift Academy. Good effort, Tommy Lee. I'm so hyped up that this is the only time I've hopped off after the session and not felt like absolute death. Oh, that's such a good way to finish it. I'm so proud of that. That's such a... Oh, that's amazing. I'm so... I can't be any happier with that. I said I was aiming for 480, 490, hit over 500. Like, what more can you want, baby? There we go, 100% complete. Adrenaline's wearing off. I'm starting to feel like shit, so yeah. Lots of TSS, so it's not surprising. Oh, so good though. I'm happy with that. Yet again, I forgot to stop the watch until 5 minutes after the workout. Paint job for the air road. There we go. I want to put on the full Zwift Academy kit, but I've still got the green jersey on for whatever reason. Maybe I need to restart Zwift. This is a full Zwift Academy kit. So 6 weeks and 11 workouts in total at the end of the day. There's 8 workouts to do and I repeated a couple of them. So yeah, extremely happy with how I've done across the 6 weeks for Zwift Academy this year. I knew my aerobic base was my strength going into it. So started with workout 5 with the 30-minute max effort and set a 30-minute PB of 410 watts. After that, I was having to deal with illness a little bit. So managed to keep that at bay. So I was able to keep training, but then able to still do the sessions. So got fitter again started by doing the Tabata workout, did all right at that, but then wanted to do it at a higher level later on. Then I did my first Zwift race, and I did the first race and I was a bit disappointed with my result, mainly based on my tactics. So I went back to the drawing board, really studied the course and understood what I needed to do to try and be up there, and did so much better on the second time of it. And it was kind of a similar affair for the other race, but I actually went for a big move to try and actually win the race, and didn't end up paying off in the end, but I was very happy with how I raced at the end of the day. And yeah, some really good power PBs for workout 1, workout 3 with the 30-second and the 2-minute max efforts. 834 watts when fresh, 817 watts when fatigued for 30 seconds, 560 watts and 530 watts respectively for the 2 minutes. Fresh and fatigued. Pretty strong for me, especially because I struggle on the more anaerobic stuff. And yeah, probably my best sessions for this final week. That 8 minutes, looking back on it and thinking, oh, maybe I could have given a bit more, but that was mainly because my 5 minute was so strong. So yeah, 8 minutes at 4:53 is still very strong, but really outdid myself on that final session, doing 506 watts for the 5 minute effort. So yeah, that's definitely the highlight for me. Very much a long shot to make finals this year. I wasn't really expecting to, mainly because I think they'd probably look for watts per kilo, and that's where I'm going to suffer, being around 84 kilograms. But the main reason for doing Zwift Academy this year is because it's something I really want to focus on next year. I want to try and make the finals next year, and doing it this year gives me a lot of experience of what it's like. And also, doing the academy next year, I'll have had a full season of outdoor racing under the belt, so that I'll actually be in a state where I'd be happy to join a pro Conti team, as I've got some racing experience, whereas now I haven't raced out on the road. Whereas next year, hopefully I've got some nice racing experience under the belt, and then if I actually won the academy, then I'd be happy to join the Alpecin Pro Conti team, the development team. So yeah, really glad I gave it a shot this year, and I'm extremely pleased with the results I was able to do. So yeah, and it's looking really good after there's been the first less than 20 weeks of training full time, and I've been able to bring up my numbers this much. Multiple more months of hard training going into the new year. I can't wait to see what I'm able to do out on the road in real races.